Today, I'm going to be making a brand new account and seeing how powerful this brand new code actually is by using the code and see how long it takes us to get the 297 LOTRO points that is required in order for us to unlock Mordor, Minas Morgul, and War of Three Peaks, basically giving us access to the entire game bar Gundabad and Before the Shadow. So, brand new account, let's get into this. So first off, we need to make a Bjorning. That's obvious. And let's make him look prettier while we're at it. And let's just randomize the name because that one's taken. The hardest part of the game, making a name. So first things first, going to go into the LOTRO store and use this code, which basically does 99% of the work for us. Redeem code and LOTRO quests, or free quests 2022. Apply that code. And now we have got 16 quest packs and just a bunch of other stuff with literally less than a minute in the game. And should take us about 10 minutes to get through the intro. Let's go. So for those that don't know, the reason we want to choose Bjorning is because compared to the other races in the game, this intro only takes about 10 minutes compared to about 20 to 30 minutes on other races. So overall, we're just saving that little bit of time every single time we have to get LOTRO points. And the intro is done. Let's have a look at our /played. And we are 8 minutes 38 seconds, which is actually faster than usual for me. And let's go finish the actual introduction, getting us the milestone. It gives us a load of random gear, which is also another benefit of Bjorning, is you just get extra stats just for being a Bjorning, which is pretty damn nice, as well as the faster intro. All right, so we're at Celendim. This is where we start our whole route. Grab the Stable Master and start the quests. Luckily, you don't have to be an elf or a dwarf to start over here. You just have to make your way over here, and you can still start the prologue quest no matter what. Now, one thing that should be noted is the fact that if other players are around, it can take a little bit longer. We have a player over here who is level 13, coming back and probably doing what I'll do later. But due to that, it does mean that we have a few less wolves to actually kill, and therefore our Slayer can take a little bit longer to complete. And there it is, our first 10 LOTRO points as our payout. Just 89 more of those to go before we can get an expansion. So for those that don't know, you can actually see the rabbit in these traps. So if you're actually looking for it, you can tell which one actually has the rabbit in it. Pretty cool little detail right there. So when we got to level 10, we unlocked a very nice little bonus, which was the gift of a starting adventurer. Not specifically that one, but if we open it up a few times, we should be able to get the level 10 version if we had enough space. And that will end up giving us... eventually, will end up giving us a Slayer Deed Accelerator for 30 minutes. So we're going to come in here, we're going to go do Keladul's 2 exploration things, and while we're here, we're going to pop this one on, and we're just going to start a little bit of the deeding for the Slayer. I think I overextended myself a little bit. I haven't died in one of these for a very long time. A little bit embarrassing, but at least we can revive where we were. Oops. Another big advantage of having a Bjorning is that we get Enmity of Spiders at level 13, which means alongside doing our Slayer deed, which we're doing right now for spiders, we're also going to get an extra 5 LOTRO points and a couple Fate, but that's not a big deal. It's mostly the LOTRO points we're after. And with that kill, we have Spider Slayer Advanced done alongside the Enmity. That should put us up to 95 LOTRO points, which puts us 4 away from being able to afford an expansion. Obviously, we are not done with this character just yet. We are going to get about 145, 150 from this run, meaning that 2 runs should equal us a total of 300 LOTRO points, and we are currently at 1 hour and 20 minutes. I've had faster. I've also had slower. On the topic of enmities as well, Bjorning does get Goblin, so that also just means that both our enmity deeds are in this area, which is just, you know, super useful. Unfortunately, my Slayer Accelerator has run out. That is mostly due to the fact that other players are currently around in the sort of better places to farm Slayer. And due to that, it means I've had to go to some of the secondary or tertiary areas, which are a little bit slower and take a little bit more time. But we are only 19 kills away from completing all the Slayer deeds, so it's not the end of the world. And then all I've got to do is finish off some Explorer, and then we are done with Ered Luin. Right, that took a little bit longer than I would have liked, but there we are. The Wolf Slayer and Slayer of Ered Luin all completed. We are currently at 135 LOTRO points. And we have 10 more from Explorer. Dwarf locations found, 5 more LOTRO points. And once we've done Rathterrig, we'll get an extra 10, both 5 from actually doing the exploration, and an extra 5 from the reputation that we're going to get. Since we are currently 100 reputation away from actually being at least a bit more friendly with the dwarves. And once we pass this little bit of wood here, we should get Rathterrig Exploration, Explorer of Thorin's Hall, known to Thorin's Hall, and we're just gonna let the goblins kill us because it's a lot quicker than actually trying to make it back normally. So we have 150 LOTRO points, which is smack dab in the middle of what we need. We also got 300 motes of enchantment. We've also got a couple of marks, which is quite nice, 600, and you know, it kind of gives you a little bit of currency to get some gear later on if you're actually playing, which is just a nice little thing, though we don't really need that. It's time for us to make a new character. Character number 2. Let's go. Alright, so we're back here at Selendin. We're going to go a little bit different this time. I am going to only be going for the questing and 3 out of 4 of the explorers, getting to level 10, and then ideally trading over the Slayer Accelerator. And I think I'll do the Shire, because that's actually worth 100 LOTRO points on the other character, which should then get us to exactly 300, and should be quicker. Alright, and with that, the Place of the Dwarves is done, and we should be at 210 LOTRO points. And with the Shire left to go, we have 90 LOTRO points there, and we have our extra Slayer Accelerator to help out with that. And that is us with 59 minutes, 56 seconds, so pretty much dead on an hour. Alright, we're back where we left off after dying, so we're at the res circle. Let's head over to Gundamon, let's get our mail, and that should have us a Slayer Accelerator and a double XP tome, why not? And we're going to pop over to the Shire and try and make use of that one, if we can. Way I'm going to do that is if I use this thing, I should be able to travel to any of these areas, which means we can go to the war room, and then we can use this to head straight to the Shire. So from Ered Luin, we're at roughly 2 hours, plus the hour from before, and then we should have about half an hour for this. So 3.5 hours, and that will get us all 300 LOTRO points that we need. So looking at the Shire, you will see that we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Slayer deeds, which at 15 apiece, which is a good 90 points. And then we should also have the 2 explorer things for 10 total. So that's 100 LOTRO points on top of the 210 that we currently have. And I've just gone a little bit over because if we don't end up doing Slug Slayer, which is most likely not going to happen, we still have enough to cover our base. With only 13 minutes left, I'm unsure whether or not we're going to get all of these done. We should be able to at very least do spiders and goblins, which at least puts us to that 300. I might just forego slugs entirely, which does lose us a little bit of marks, but marks are not really the biggest deal at the moment, are they? And for those that don't know, there are actually enough spiders in the quarry outside for both the regular and advanced spider slayer. Some of them are just a little bit hidden, but if you know where to look, you can actually do this with an accelerator without having to worry about loading screens and heading inside the cave, which is a nice little time save, for sure. Right, goblins done, and with 2 minutes left, it is very unlikely we're going to make our way all the way over here and kill the 30 slugs that we need to do, which is terrible even on a good day. So I think we're going to leave it at that. We have 10 more LOTRO points to gain from our discovery, which will put us at 295, which means we're missing one. And as we reach this cottage, the Farms of the Shire is completed alongside Explorer of the Shire, leaving us with 295 LOTRO points, literally 2 away. Now, it seems I missed one, maybe by forgetting to do Explorer on the other character, but I'm not going to go and do Rathterrig or whatever I've missed. Instead, I'm going to pop back to Archit. And from Archit, we have the start of a pretty easy deed, which actually ends up giving us 10 LOTRO points, so we actually get a little bit over still, and that is the History of the Dunedain. So there's the 1. There's the 2. And last but not least, there's the 3rd. Now, yes, we do not have Fate of Gundabad. Correct. But I felt like that was a little bit out of, you know, the scope of 4 hours, but I just wanted to show that this code is incredibly powerful, and with a little bit of work or just a little bit of money, £5 can easily get you that. And now I just hate the fact that I have 8 LOTRO points remaining. I need to get that to a 5 or a 0. One of the two. Alright though. How long did it take us? Took us 2 hours, 41 minutes and 29 seconds on this character, plus an hour or so on the other character, so under 4 hours. And I'd say we had some pretty bad luck, so you can definitely get it a bit lower than that as well. And I did have to go do this extra one because I didn't do Rathteric, but hey, getting the 10 extra here means that you can actually ignore Rathteric on the first character and still be fine. And there's a bunch of easy deeds to do in Bree as well. But that's it for now. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.